Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wayland Student Press Network's live coverage of Wayland Varsity basketball. I'm Josh Schreiber. Alongside me is Sam White, and we are getting ready for a DCL matchup between the Wayland Warriors and the Newton South Lions. Well, Sam, on Wednesday, these two teams did battle at Newton South High School, with the Lions pulling out a late three-point victory. But with that being said, Sam, Wayland was a huge underdog in that game, and they almost caught Newton South sleeping on them. What does Wayland have to do here tonight to play like they did last game and pull off the upset?
Well, Josh, Wayland just needs to keep up the intensity. They can't afford to have these high and low intervals on the defensive end. They're just going to have to bar down and stick to their defensive strategy in order to consistently keep up the pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. As we're getting ready here, Sobranis passes it in for Newton South, and we are underway here in the last regular season game for Wayland. Three in the corner is good. Hot start for Max Accardi and the Newton South Lions. They take a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, that's something you're going to have to watch out for on the defensive end. Max Accardi, an offensive and defensive star, and definitely the best player on this Newton South team.
Luke DeCelli inside, post shot, no good. Post hook. And Newton South getting out quick. One thing with Newton South, they're going to shoot a lot of threes, and they normally hit a lot of threes. As Accardi, another in the corner, sinks it.
Yeah, Accardi, a real sharpshooter. You can't give him any space out there. He's going to hit everything you give him.
And Max Accardi had a very good chance of becoming a member of the 1,000 Point Club, who we actually saw Amaris Mills of the girls team on Wednesday become a member of that club. But due to the shortened season with COVID, he did not have the time to join that historic list, as Mac Larson misses a shot in the corner. Inside. And nice defense there by Luke DeCelli to force a jump ball. Wayland will get possession.
Yeah, definitely a questionable jump ball call there, but still great defense by Luke DeCelli down low, stopping the play.
And on Wednesday, it was really shocking. Wayland had the lead almost the whole game in a game that they were really the heavy underdogs. Just for reference of how good Newton South was supposed to be, as we get a timeout called here by Wayland. But Newton South beat Acton Boxborough by 31 points. Acton Boxborough beat Wayland by pretty much the same score. So, for reference, this is a very good Newton South team that has come out hot to start this one a minute and a half in. And as you see, Porter Moody on the right side of your screen there, still out with that concussion. Hopefully they can get him back at some point in the DCL tournament if they go far enough, but obviously he's a guy you would love to have in this game, Sam.
Yeah, no, missing Porter Moody is definitely a big negative factor, both offensively and defensively, as, you know, you're going to have guys open on the perimeter. Porter, obviously a very intense, very good perimeter defender. You're going to have guys like Max Accardi who are just going to be able to shoot at will. So missing him is definitely going to hurt this Wayland team tonight.
And like we saw with when Boston Latin came here to play Wayland, Wayland only had 8 points in the first half. A lot of that was they were doubling Noah Lee, not letting him get anything offensively, and other players on offense weren't able to step up and carry that load. Since then, against Newton South last game, they actually were. Dalek Emanuel, 18 points. Dana Fisher had a great game. They still have guys, Mac Larson, Luke DeCelli, even Ryan McDonald had a 16-point outing against Bedford. So they do have the guys that can put up points. It's just they lack the consistency needed to, at times, compete with a team like Newton South, as John Kelly gets blocked there inside.
Yeah, well, this Wayland team, all they really need to do is stick to the offensive strategy that they have set up for them. I think they'll have the success because they do have, enough talent to have a productive offense. We have offensively skilled players. We have Mac Larson, we have Luke DeCelli, we have Dana Fisher, Dalek Emanuel, Ryan McDonald. All these guys are known for their abilities to be offensively spontaneous and to be a spark, whether it's off the bench or starting. So if we can just sort of really exploit that through the offensive system that they have set up, then they're going to have success.
Yeah, absolutely. A tough jumper by Noah Lee. First points of the game for Whalen.
That being said, though, Noah Lee is definitely going to be bailing out this team with his insane offensive acrobatics from time to time, as this Newton South defense is just smothering this Whalen team right now.
Cardi now backing down Emmanuel. Over to Sobranis in the corner. Traveling violation called. Sobranis can't believe it. But it will be Whalen ball.
It was a very obvious travel call.
Yeah, move that second foot before he got the triple down. Noah Lee looking over to head coach Dennis Doherty for a play.
Oh,
Emmanuel
with the quick feet.
Emmanuel for two-point game. They need that badly from Dalek Emmanuel. Something that he did a great job of on Wednesday. Lamelman in the corner, no good. Noah Lee comes away with the board. Lee, three, gets it to go. Deep three-pointer. Noah Lee puts Whalen in front.
Nothing you can do about that right there. Noah Lee, just a pull-up three, give him an inch, he'll take a mile.
Inside, gets the bucket to go. Sam Prudovsky snatches the lead right back from Whalen.
Yeah, just froze Noah Lee there on the defense.
Lee bounce pass over to Emmanuel. Noah Lee is taking on a huge leadership role with Porter Moody away from the team with the concussion as Mac Larson takes it in for the layup.
Great read by Mac Larson there.
And as I was saying, Porter Moody luckily at this game, first game he's been at since his injury. Obviously with the concussion, you've got to be careful with loud noises going out, everything like that. So good to see him back there on the bench because he is, even when he's not able to play, he's definitely a big presence off the court. As Itai Ihinsky at the line shooting two, misses the first. Ihinsky, you will not miss him on the court. He is by far the biggest player out there. Great rebounder. Isn't a flashy player, but he'll get the tough boards, as you see right there. John Kelly boxed him out all the way to the three-point line, but didn't stop Ihinsky.
Very odd play.
McCarty now with the celly on him. Roberts, three, gets it to go.
It's those open looks you got to worry about. I mean, obviously down low you got to have guys like Itai Hinsky who are going to just be able to dominate the paint if you don't crowd it. But that leaves a lot of people on the perimeter open, and you're going to get a lot of open shots. So that's something Whalen's going to be worried about.
Lee step back, no good. Hinsky with the rebound. Already have 5 lead changes in this game. Inside, tough finish from Prudovsky. Prudovsky brothers both on this team. That was Sam, number 1. The other brother is Dan Prudovsky. Lee inside to Caselli.
Yeah, Mac in the corner.
A little bit of a slow pass. Larson, no good on the 3. Now Peoples. Tough defense from Emmanuel on Icardi. Almost forces a turnover.
That's what Emmanuel's known to do, apply defensive pressure.
Peoples loses it. Lee comes away with it. Tough defense by Larson. Kelly. Turnover there. Newton South looking to extend their lead. Icardi inside, tough finish. Max Icardi, 8 points early on in this one in the first quarter.
Yeah, that kid is just lethal. He's going to be a huge problem tonight all throughout the game.
Whalen passing the ball around, trying to get something going on offense.
Pass by Noah, pass and cut. Loses the pass.
Now Ahinsky inside, no good. Gets his own board, puts it in for 2. That is going to be very tough for John Kelly and company to stop.
Yeah, this is why that Newton South team is just so good offensively, is that they can attack from both 3 and on the inside with their size.
Emmanuel. Inside, Emmanuel, no good. John Kelly, offensive board, puts it up, no good. Sam, what do you think should have been done there?
Well, I mean, John Kelly, obviously, he had the contested look. He did a great job getting the rebound, but what he should have done is look for guys on the perimeter. He had maybe 2 at most guys open right at the top, near the top of the key over towards the wing.
Yeah.
Could have got a better look.
Big substitution here for Wayland. Ryan McDonald, Brian Grasso, and Dana Fisher are all subbed in. Emmanuel and Lee will stay out there. I doubt you'll see Emmanuel and Lee come out of this game very often.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're going to have to stay on the perimeter. Dolick and Noah are going to be the 2 biggest offensive and arguably defensive contributors up front.
Inside, Ahinsky, another 2 points, 10-point lead. Lee's got to get a shot off quick here. Deep 3, no good off the rim. So at the end of the first quarter, Newton South put on a bit of an offensive show, 19 points to Wayland's 9. Still a game though, Wayland not playing horribly. We're going to take a quick break and be back in the second quarter. Hello everyone and welcome back to Wayland Student Press Network's live coverage of Wayland boys varsity basketball as we get a 3 early on right there from Hayden. And no good. Wayland out in transition. Dolick Emmanuel inside with the left hand.
It's a great one-man take by Dolick Emmanuel, taking it coast to coast.
Anyways, Sam, so a tough defensive quarter for Wayland. What did you see out there?
Well, I saw them really attack the paint and shoot a lot from behind the arc, and that's just what's going to happen when you have guys who can dominate the paint like Ida Ahinsky. And that's just really something that's going to be a problem for Wayland. I mean, they're going to have to collapse on the paint, but at the same time, they're going to have to keep their focus on the perimeter. So, you know, obviously having to take John Kelly early out of the game is definitely concerning.
Yes. Looks like a little bit of miscommunication on the spacing there. Dana Fisher misses the 3. Out of bounds, Wayland ball. Yeah, so Newton South showing that offense that they did not quite have in the last game. And it's, I don't know about catching Wayland off guard, but they are taking it to this Wayland defense right now.
Yeah, well, this Wayland defense is just not really perfectly matched up in terms of just size. I mean, we look at the guys out here, 4 of them play the guard position, so it's just, you know, on the perimeter, they can certainly keep up with the speed, but down low in the paint, you're going to get eaten alive.
Yeah, and that was something that we knew coming into the season. This Wayland team was not going to be as good of a rebounding team as they were last year, with Gavin Davies gone, even Jack Melvin, who was a great rebounder, Nick Johnson, just to name a few, Gavin Moser, but they don't have that size that they had last year, so they've been forced to just play super aggressive on the perimeter and try to get in steals, but it is not working right now because Newton South is doing a great job moving the ball around.
Yeah, we definitely lost all our towers. I mean, the only true center we have on this team is pretty much John Kelly. And, you know, even with him part of the rotation, it's still certainly not enough, as a lot of teams just have bigger size. I mean, the closest thing to a big man we have next is Luke DeSelli, who does, to his credit, do a good job defensively in the paint. But again, Luke DeSelli, more of a wing-type player and definitely not a center.
Yeah, so Wayland doing a solid job actually here at the start of this quarter on defense. Let's just see. Hopefully they can get some offense going. Fisher now. Spin move, inside floater, no good.
Not the best play by Fisher there, but Fisher definitely has the opportunity here to create some offense.
Yeah, he did a great job last game. Actually, did a very good job specifically in the fourth quarter when the Newton South defense was zoned in on Lee. Fisher had some really nice ISO plays, getting some buckets.
Yeah, and that goes back to what we were talking about earlier. When the defense shuts down and traps Noah Lee, there are guys who can create their own offense and come into their own and just fill in for him and create, offensive productivity.
Emmanuel battling inside, gets fouled.
Great hustle play by Dalek Emmanuel there. Very well-deserved free throws coming up.
Emmanuel sinks the first. Emmanuel with the second. He sinks that one.
Three-digit game here. I'm sorry, three-possession game.
Three-digit game would definitely be a concern. As Newton South takes it in for two. That's Yoav Rabbi. Outside, Brian Grasso, three, sinks it. Brian Grasso definitely can knock down some threes when he gets open.
Absolutely, and a very unselfish play there by Mack, Ryan Mack, that is. He, had a very open look down low in the paint, but gave it up for Brian Grasso for the three.
The bank is open on Friday night. Yoav Rabbi sinks that three. Lee, inside floater, no good. Sobranis, Euro step inside, gets it to go. Great finish from the junior guard.
Game's starting to get away from Wayland really fast here.
Yeah, and Jaden Sobranis missed all of last season with a broken leg. He's back this year, and he is a very valuable player on this team. As we see him again, nice pass inside for two. Sobranis to Lemelman.
Surprised at the no timeout call. Oh, there it is.
Why aren't you coaching, Sam? So that was Sobranis to Lemelman for two. Lemelman had 17 on Wednesday. He's just a freshman. Big shooter on this team. Transferred back to Newton South from Dexter Southfield last year. And he has been a big player on this team. He's a great shooter, can move the ball around well, has solid size. So
yeah, it definitely fits in perfectly with this Newton South team of just shooters and big men. I mean, that's just kind of the trend you see in modern day basketball, but definitely doing a great job contributing for the Newton offense.
Yeah, absolutely. And Sam, one other question I had was just, with the DCL tournament coming up tomorrow, they have their first game against Cambridge Ringe and Latin of the DCL tournament. It acts the same way as a playoff would, where if they lose, they're out. If they win, they continue on. But with a game here back-to-back, Newton South, then Cambridge, technically, in terms of just playoffs, this game doesn't affect anything. So I know it's a shortened season and you want to make the best of every single game, But what are you more focused on, winning this game or being rested for the playoffs?
Well, strategically, it makes all the sense in the world to kind of treat this game as like, okay, this is the game where we run through our plays, this is where we run through our defensive strategy, we make sure everything is running correctly, and we make sure we can execute at the highest level. Winning this game, I hate to say it from a competitive standpoint, but it does not matter, okay? It does not affect their placement in the tournament. There is no consequence to winning or losing this game. Obviously, you do want to win and you want to be competitive, but this is a game where I think you just kind of, you treat as a practice. Not saying you don't try as hard, not saying you don't go as hard, but you need to treat it as making sure that you are ready for the playoffs.
Yes, 3 there. They sink it. But, I mean, it's just hard to say it's hard to tell a team, first of all, this missed their entire season, basically. What is this, their 8th game of the season? That, just rest up for the next game because they want to make the most of every single game.
Really? No. Wow. Surprised to not see a jump ball call there compared to what they were calling earlier and how they call a travel on Noah Lee, even though he seemed to lose possession of the ball. Not sure I agree with that call, Josh.
Yeah, hard to tell with a scrum on the ground.
But like you were saying, yeah, no, when your season is cut short, you do want to make good and make the most out of every single opportunity you get to play. And Wayland, they're going to bring effort. That's what this team has been this entire season. It's just this effort, defensive-minded based team that's had success in doing so. Maybe not right now, in the moment, but overall throughout the season, they have. As Accardi makes good on that layup.
Max Accardi putting Newton South in a commanding lead with a little over 2 minutes left to go in the first half. Newton South has all the momentum right now. Lee. Emmanuel baseline, gets it stripped. Lemelman into a Hinsky for 2, gets it to go.
This Newton South team is just dominating, firing on all cylinders right now. Nothing Wayland can really do about it. The offense is frozen. They need to get something going. It can't just be Noah and Dalek trying to find and force shots.
As that ball almost stolen away, but it will be out of bounds. Wayland will stick with possession. At least I think they're sticking with possession. Didn't seem like it was very close, but yeah, Wayland will get the ball. Inside McDonald. Fisher. Inside for 2, working on Max Accardi.
And that's what Dana can do. Dana's a lot stronger than he looks. He can get to the paint and just create his own offense, get his own shot off. That's something he's really mastered.
Lemelman back to Accardi. To Lemelman. Krudovsky. Accardi, 3. No good. Rebound by Chase Wright. Back out to Lemelman for 3, top of the key, no good.
They
Chase
just cannot
Wright.
buy a rebound out here.
Chase Wright, 2 consecutive offensive rebounds. Now baseline, Lemelman. Charging call. Called on Lemelman. Hard to tell who drew that.
Yeah, couldn't really see from here, but Josh, this is where not having John Kellyan really does, not do you any good, because that's a guy you can have who can use his size and just box out and just maybe get a guy out of the equation for grabbing the rebound. Obviously there, they got 3 offensive rebounds just now.
Yeah, and as you hear the Newton South bench making a whole lot of noise. They're enjoying this game as of right now, and they have reason to. They're playing great basketball. As Luke Caselli ends the offensive drought. Newton South still up 17, though, with a chance to take the last shot.
Probably going to run out the clock here for the half.
Maybe, unless...
A lot of space on the perimeter, though. Very unnerving for a Wayland fan.
Krudovsky inside, no good. Chase Wright, another rebound. 3.5 seconds left to go here. Chase Wright will shoot 2 at the line to make it potentially a 19-point lead for Newton South.
Yeah, no,
Right,
the ball
no good.
movement, how Newton South has been really just performing better than Wayland is just with the overall ball and offensive movement. I mean, we have guys who are swinging it, going back and forth, running across the perimeter. The Wayland offense, I hate to say it, is more frozen-like, and it's just kind of based on ISO ball.
As I think that ball was tipped on Noah Lee's beyond half-court shot. But that'll do it for the first half. Newton South out to a commanding 17-point lead, 37-20. Josh Schreiber alongside me, Sam White. We'll take a quick break and be right back. Everyone, and welcome back to Wayland Student Press Network's live coverage of Wayland Boys Varsity Basketball. I'm Josh Schreiber, alongside me, Sam White. Newton South off to a very hot start here. That was in the first half, 37-20. Sam, can you give us a little first half breakdown?
Well, Newton South just executed so much better than Wayland, and Wayland obviously not matching the intensity, but Newton South has just been playing unbelievable this entire game. I mean, they've already put up 37 points in 16 minutes. They've really just been on the boards, using their sides to their advantage, and their defensive intensity has just been completely unmatched. I mean, they've been harassing guys. They've limited the offense to basically just Noah and Dalik trying to create their own shots, which, yeah, you can be, that in certain situations can be reliable, but it's certainly not going to be something you want to rely on tonight.
And Max Accardi having one heck of a game early on here. Has, I believe, 4 threes already. He is the best player on Newton South and has just been outstanding for Newton South over the past 4 years.
Yeah, Newton South just has not been missing tonight.
As they will have a chance to extend that lead here. Still have all the starters in right now. Almost all the starters. Lemelman gets blocked. Now Emmanuel will take it up in transition. Emmanuel inside with the left, gets it to go.
Dalik has been just running the floor whenever he gets the ball. He just completely explodes to the other side of the court. That's a great play by Emmanuel there. We've seen that more than once tonight, Josh. It's good to see.
Yeah, Emmanuel has definitely been a bright spot in this game for Wayland. As Newton South takes a quick timeout. They must have not liked what they saw.
Yeah, well, Wayland so far, I mean, they've been defensively, I think we've seen a little improvement compared to the first half so far, but then again, Newton South is still, it's looking like they're still firing on all cylinders, hitting all their shots, so.
Yeah, as Max Accardi made sure.
They're in a very, very comfortable spot as of right now.
Yeah, definitely. Timeout over, and Coach Doherty following his team onto the court. I'm sure he wishes he could help them out in this one the way it's going right now, but
I think that's what makes Doherty such a good coach. He's so involved and he's so passionate and intense.
Absolutely. Lemelman. Accardi. Wayland still in that zone. Lemelman misses the deep three there. And Lee comes away with the rebound. Lee almost loses it. Lee is trying to draw a foul there, didn't get a call.
Yeah, refs have been really letting him play tonight. Not a lot of foul calls from either side. Yeah, just has not been that kind of night.
As John Kelly comes down with the rebound. Now Larson inside with the left, no good. Luke Tiselli, long rebound. Now Larson inside, gets fouled.
Great hustle play by Luke Tiselli, getting down on his knees to secure the ball and get a pass inside. It's nice to see a good shooter like Mac Larson at the line.
And the announcer jinx. It's really incredible how often that happens. Larson with the second. Misses that one as well.
Very surprised to see Mac Larson going 0 for 2 from the line.
Rudovsky over. Inside to Roberts. Rudovsky for 3, gets it to go.
Yeah, like I said at the beginning of the game, you give these guys open looks, they're going to hit everything.
Emmanuel over to Selly in the corner. Roberts, tough defense. Nice pass by Taselli to Emmanuel in the corner.
Amazing pass by Luke Taselli there. That was amazing. He hooked it around the baseline, found, what was it, Brian Grasso in the corner?
I think it was Dalek Emmanuel.
Dalek Emmanuel in the corner for the open 3. Great play there. Showing off those QB skills.
And then proceeds to get a block on the other end.
Yeah, Luke Taselli. Whalen overall has not been having, but Luke Taselli individually has been having a pretty solid and productive game so far.
Accardi. Rudovsky. And this game has really just been...
This ball movement is really something else. You know, they ran out of the, they overused the shot clock, but you can see how quick they are with the ball movement. There's no real wasted movement on the offense. It's no wonder why they have an 18-point lead, Josh.
And now, can't get the pass inside. Ryan McDonald tried to get it into Kelly, but it got tipped away. Lee. He's showing off the handles a little bit. Pass. Nice save by Whalen, but not enough. Tough move. Inside.
Manuel trying to draw the foul there. Lee pull up 3.
Oh, gets it to go. And Accardi and Lee, they know each other pretty well outside of high school basketball. They put on a little bit of a show there. Back-to-back nice buckets. Lemelman inside to Ahinsky. Ahinsky, foul called and one.
Nothing you can really do about that. I mean, Ahinsky just really dwarfs John Kelly, who's by far our biggest player, so.
He will shoot at the line. No good. Kelly comes away with the rebound. Emmanuel. Nice pass into McDonald, who goes down. Foul called on Lemelman.
That's the offensive intensity you need to bring every possession. That's good execution by Wayland.
McDonald shooting 2 at the line. McDonald really a little bit of a surprise contributor here with this season, as how much he has contributed. Did a great job on JV last year, but quite honestly, he's come in and been one of the better role players Whalen has. Scored 16 against Bedford. Makes a ton of great passes. He's just an overall athlete on the floor as Newton South hits the 3. And who else but Max Accardi? And that 3 long from McDonald. Spooner in the game now for the first time. Yeah, McDonald just an athlete on the court. Great rebounder for someone who's not the tallest player. Great passer, as you see there, over to Spooner. No good. And a foul called.
Yeah, I think Ryan McDonald is somebody you're going to have to keep your eye on, especially in the DCL tournament. I mean, defensively, you know he's going to be productive, but offensively, he's definitely been a huge surprise for this team with his, his shooting and his ability to attack the basket. So, Ryan Mack definitely a big positive to this team.
Yeah, he's one of those players just really always in the right place. As he wanted the pass from Lee. Lee working on Podovsky. What a pass in the corner. Garrett Spooner sinks it for 3. What a pass. No-look pass. A jump pass by Lee. We've really gotten used to seeing those types of passes. But
absolutely. I mean, Whalen's losing this game, but that might have been the play of the night right there. I mean, that was just spectacular.
Podovsky into Ahinsky. Lemelman, 3 with the manual in his face, sinks it. Newton South cannot miss. They're making it rain here tonight.
There's nothing you can do about that. When you have a great defender like Dalek Manuel in your face, up in your grill, contesting you, and you still drain it, I mean, what more can you ask for defensively?
Another great pass by Lee. McDonald can't finish. Podovsky. Accardi for 3 again, no good. Now Lee. As both Newton South players go down and sink, but Lee can't sink the 3. And nice play by Accardi to strip that from Lee.
That was weird. The 2 Newton South players just simultaneously fell.
It seemed like some sort of earthquake just happened to hit the ground underneath their feet. I didn't see the screen set either. And no good is to Selly. 20-point lead.
3-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock.
Accardi. Inside and 1. Max Accardi is putting on a show.
I mean, Max Accardi, you can't stop him. You can just only hope to contain him. He's going to be an offensive powerhouse, really no matter what. So, the fact that he's producing at a high level as he usually does, along with the other shooters on this Newton South team, is just salt on the wound. Can't get the free throw to go there. Dalek, rush up the floor, gets the basket.
Nice basket.
Yet another great coast-to-coast drive by Dalek Emanuel.
As that will do it here in the first quarter. In the third quarter. Newton South 20-point lead. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back for the fourth quarter. And welcome back to Wayland Student Press Network's live coverage of Wayland Boys Varsity Basketball. I'm Josh Schreiber, alongside me, Sam White, going into the final quarter of the final game of the regular season. Newton South has a commanding 54-34 lead, led by Max Accardi, who is having a game to remember for Newton South.
Yeah, Josh, Max Accardi has just been dominating this entire game, along with really the rest of the Newton South offense. I mean, we've seen threes left and right, center, and just from the top of the key, from the corner, everywhere, and it's just been a mess for the Wayland defense.
Now, Ahinsky inside for 2. How do you stop that? Big, who just can get by everyone, take it to the basket.
Yeah, you just can't. I mean, even when you double him, he still finds a way to grab rebounds. We just do not have the size to compete with him.
Taselli. Inside to McDonald. Spooner 3. Gets it to go.
Great look, great pass, great setup.
Podovsky. Accardi. Accardi inside, can't get the bucket to fall, but he'll shoot 2 at the line.
Yeah, Max Accardi just showing great ball control and great aggressiveness driving to the basket, as he has been this entire night. I mean, like I said probably a million times now, Josh, I sound like a broken record. He is unstoppable. Except at the free throw line.
So have they just found a way to contain Maxi Carden?
Yeah, just foul. Hack-a-shack.
Or not. 20-point lead for Newton South. Emmanuel to Fisher. Fisher gets blocked by Ahinsky. Taselli, 3, banks it in. 2 banked in threes in this game. 1 for each team. Inside Budovsky, seemed to get blocked.
Might have been a loose ball foul there on Luke Taselli. Against Luke Taselli, no call.
Kickball violation. Newton South will regain possession. As refs just getting everything sorted out right now. And not sure what happened there.
Maybe, was it a technical? I mean,
maybe. I didn't see anything.
Here in the booth, we can't really see or really hear what exactly the call is, but
seems like
it looks like maybe it was a flagrant foul back there on Luke Taselli on the loose, what should have been the loose ball. Luke Taselli hit the deck hard, and yeah, it looks like that's a flag. Yep, it's got to be a flagrant foul. It must have been a flagrant one as Luke Taselli takes 2 free throws with nobody lined up in the back, and Whalen gets possession of the ball.
And just like that, 15 points. Dana Fisher, almost an unbelievable layup there if he could have got it to go, but he'll shoot 2 at the line.
Yeah, Dana just exhibiting the type of athleticism, footwork, and just overall skill set he has on that drive there. Great way to draw the foul.
And hey, 6 minutes left, over 6 minutes left. There's still time in this one. 15 points is not insurmountable.
Yeah, no, Josh, this is a 5-possession game, and I know that definitely seems like a lot when you're talking high school basketball, but this game is certainly within reach. I mean, harder things have been accomplished.
Yeah, and if you're just joining us, I'm Josh Schreiber. Alongside me, Sam White, Wayland Student Press Network's live coverage of Wayland boys varsity basketball. And tune in tomorrow. Be sure to tune in tomorrow as the DCL tournament begins. Wayland will face Cambridge Ridge and Latin here in the Warrior Dome tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So don't miss that one. That's going to be a great game. Cambridge Ridge and Latin, normally an absolute powerhouse. They lost a lot of guys last year who were seniors. So this could be a very, very interesting game. And honestly, last year, that when they played each other, it was a very close game. Wayland did not win, but it was very close and a very entertaining game. So in a playoff scenario, Cambridge Ridge and Latin versus Wayland should be fun to watch.
Absolutely, Josh. I cannot wait to, call that game with you. It should be a fun one.
Absolutely. As Fisher shooting 2 at the line. Drains the first one.
Has a chance to get the lead down to 13. With 6 minutes left, that's pretty good shape considering how this game has been going in favor of Newton South.
And no good as it rolls around the rim.
And this Newton South offense just fast as lightning.
And stolen away. Now Wayland with a chance in transition. Dana Fisher gets fouled.
Great coast-to-coast take by Dana Fisher.
They're going to say that was on the floor, so he will not get shots.
Ooh, and don't agree with that at all, Josh. That's a terrible call.
Wayland not happy with the call.
That was absolutely in continuation. Dana Fisher should be at the free throw line right now. That is a ridiculous call.
Fisher Working on Lamelman. Now Roberts switches onto him. Stolen away by Accardi. Accardi inside for 2. Brutal turnover. A little, not quite sure why Lee is not in this game. I guess it's giving him a rest, but
now the refs get it right. It's a clear foul on Dalek Emmanuel. And he'll go to the line.
Emmanuel with the first. No good, rattles around the rim.
Fisher will be coming out of the game.
Emmanuel with the second. Lee back into the game. And he drains it.
Back to a 15-point game.
And every possession now, obviously very important, with a big deficit to make up in only a little bit of time. Prudovsky working on Spooner. Spooner gets called for the foul. Prudovsky. Roberts. Lemelman. And off Lemelman's leg, it will be Waylon Ball.
Getting towards crunch time here, and we're approaching Waylon's final opportunity to possibly make any sort of comeback.
And I'm not really sure what happened there. It seems like the ref got mad at the Newton South head coach for maybe arguing that out of bounds call, but it seemed pretty obviously off of Lemelman's leg. Emmanuel for 3, no good. McDonald almost came away with the rebound, but was unable. Roberts over to Ahinsky. And
Spooner calls for a travel. I can't help but agree with him there. I mean, it looked like he had taken at least 3 steps. But I guess the reach and foul overrules that.
yes, part of that could be just the ref not wanting to hear from the Newton South head coach anymore, but
maybe. I mean, if that's what ticks him off, good thing he's not in the booth with us.
And this will be a 1-and-1 from Philip Roberts. He makes the first, will have the opportunity to shoot a second. Roberts drains the second as well. 17-point lead for Newton South. Lee somehow gets the pass into McDonald.
Steps on the baseline. Newton South ball. Yeah, definitely seeing a higher level of intensity from Whalen, which is what you want to see just going into the playoffs. And like we said earlier, Josh, there is no real negative consequence to losing this game long term. But, you know, this Whalen team has just seemed to really have gotten it together in terms of intensity and effort.
Yeah, absolutely. And as they call a timeout here, try to drop some plays, even if they're not able to win this game, which is looking increasingly unlikely as we get closer to the end and they're not able to chip away at the lead. But you want to end the game on a positive note, maybe on a little bit of a run to try to keep that energy going into tomorrow.
Exactly. You just want to build some momentum to bring into the DCL tournament starting tomorrow. I mean, this Wayland team, they have really, to be honest, this Wayland team just cannot match the size, athleticism, and overall skill of this Newton South team. And despite that, they've really shown some competitiveness later on in the game, so now. But again, this game is just, at this point, I see it as pretty much out of reach. There's only 4 minutes left on the clock. Wayland's down by 17, and they're showing no real signs of being able to make some real damage into that lead. So hopefully they can just string together some momentum, whether it be offensively or defensively, or maybe even both, and just bring it into the DCL tournament starting tomorrow.
Yeah, and if you look at how they played on Wednesday, it was a little bit different from this. Obviously, I don't think Newton South played nearly this well at all, but Wayland definitely played better offensively on Wednesday. Emmanuel draws the foul. He'll shoot 2 at the line. Emmanuel playing an aggressive brand of basketball. And he has had a good game considering the score. Emmanuel is good on the first free throw.
Yeah, Josh, Dalek Emmanuel has definitely been a positive. There have been some pretty good individual performances for some Wayland players here, and that's something to look forward to going into the DCL tournament. But yeah, hopefully we could just see that a lot more from a lot of the role players, kind of like the guy like your Mac Larsons and your Ryan McDonalds.
As he hits them both. Now Lemelman, spin move, traveling violation called. As Lee will take it up. Selly over to Emmanuel. Emmanuel pass out to Spooner. 3, rattles around, no good. Great job by McDonald to come away with that. Emmanuel gets it now.
And just a great effort by Ryan Mack. That's what he does. That's why he's so valuable.
And Lee throws it away. Great job by Newton South to read the pass, but a charging foul drawn by Dalek Emmanuel.
Yet another great defensive play by Dalek.
And Dalek drew almost an identical charge in yesterday's game around the same time. Although unfortunately, at that time, Wayland was actually winning, whereas in this game, not so much, but still something that Dalek Emmanuel is very good at, drawing charges, and he's had a great game. Emmanuel over to Spooner, back to Emmanuel. Lee tried the behind the back pass. Coach Doherty not going to be happy about that one. Lee tells everyone that it was on him. And Lee normally makes those flashy passes look very easy.
Yeah, if there's anyone who's going to get flashy on this team who will be allowed to do it, it's going to be Noah Lee. I mean, we know what he's capable of, and so does Coach Doherty.
Cardi over to Prodovsky. That's Dan Prodovsky. It's been Sam Prodovsky who's gotten most of the playing time out of the brothers. But it will be Dan shooting 2 at the line. Actually, it will be a 1-on-1. His free throw is good after a high bounce off the rim. 2.5 minutes left to go as Sashwat Das now into the game for Wayland. Lee. Lee, step back, no good.
Back by Lee, off balance. I mean, Noah Lee is capable of hitting that shot, but that's just, see, that's what the offense has just been reduced to pretty much all night.
As Sobranis makes a shot. timeout called from Wayland. Well, Sam, with this game just about over, and Noah Lee a little bit frustrated there on the bench, but with this game just about over, what is Wayland going to have to do tomorrow to improve on this performance and beat a good Cambridge team?
Just try to isolate the positives that they can take out of this game and just really look ahead to executing correctly and making sure that they can beat the competitive Cambridge Latin team tomorrow. I think this team is capable of it. They've exhibited a lot of great games this year, or at least some great games in the small sample size that they've been given. And they're definitely capable of making some noise in this tournament. This game, I mean, Newton South is just a force to be reckoned with. And the fact that we were able to at least show some signs of competitiveness against them, I think is a pretty good sign going into the DCL tournament. So just, after this game is put into the books, just refocus, recalibrate, and get ready for tomorrow's game.
Yeah, absolutely. And Wayland breaking it down right here as new starting five in here. Fisher, Grasso, Spooner, Doss, and McDonald as Doss. Doss for three. No good. And Rabbi over to Prudovsky.
Doherty giving this time to some non-rotation players right now. It'd be nice to see them get the opportunity to get in the books.
Prudovsky over to Sobranis. Inside for two. 20-point lead for Newton South. Fisher loses the ball. Newton South will likely just dribble this ball around. Or maybe not. Sobranis for three. No good. And Newton South with the rebound.
Yeah.
As you hear the Newton South coach telling them to run the clock down. Tough defense by
Ryan
McDonald.
Mapp just not having it. He wants to take that ball.
Lemelman for three, no good. And
good pass.
nice pass in by Dana Fisher. Wow, he threaded the needle there. Obviously too late, but still very impressive pass as Newton South will dribble this one out. That will do it here tonight for Wayland Student Press Network's live coverage of Wayland Varsity basketball. I'm Josh Schreiber, alongside me, Sam White. What a game, Sam.
Yeah, no, this was just a really good outing, I would say, to get ready for the DCL, because this was clearly a challenge for Wayland. So I'm actually glad that they got to really experience this type of game right before the tournament, just because it should set the mindset and it should really set the tone for the difficulty level. And I think this team is going to face a lot less competitive teams compared to this Newton South team in the tournament, so they should be ready.
Yeah, well, anyways, that'll do it here tonight. Stay tuned. Tune in tomorrow, 4 p.m. Wayland versus Cambridge DCL tournament. It'll be us two here once again. Anyways, we'll see you later. Have a good night.